Y'all, I am so disappointed in this new upcoming release from LV. Let's talk about it. Welcome to Vanity Table Talks, where we discuss fashion news and related topics. Today, we are talking about the LV upcoming release on January 1st, but in particular, the Dune collection. The looping bag, oh my gosh, this was the bag that caught my attention as soon as I saw this being carried on the runway. I contacted my essay and said, okay, sign me up, whatever we got to do for me to get this bag. And of course, she was like, okay, when it becomes available, I'll let you know and we'll go from there. If you're new to my channel, I have 3 criteria when it comes to bags. Number 1 is design. Number 2 is style. Number 3 is best value. So my attraction to this bag initially was the design of the bag. I love the circular shape, the like half moon shape of the bag. I love the top handle on this bag. I love the hardware. It's like a turn lock, which I haven't seen that with LV before. It's like an overlay over the vachetta leather. That design is quite different than the original looping bag. So this is like a total redesign and an upgrade, in my opinion, from the original looping bag. I mean, the top handle is the same, but the overall, bag itself is very different in the new design. To me, the new design is an upgrade because of the addition of the hardware and that vachetta leather. I was never really attracted to the design of the original looping bag, but if you are interested in that design, it's available on the pre-love market, but the prices have skyrocketed once, the new or the re-release was put out there. So I was set on getting the new looping bag versus the old. The new looping bag pretty much reminds me of my all-time favorite Chanel bag. This was on the Chanel runway in 2013. I think it was their spring and summer show. But this bag I've seen being sold for a whopping $50,000. So yeah, I knew the looping bag would be more attainable than this Chanel bag. Also, the Chanel bag was just too oversized and not really practical. However, when my essay sent me this picture of the bag that is being released in January, I was shocked. I was like, what is this? This is not the same bag that was on the runway. I mean, that's nothing new. LV does this all the time, but I actually think in this case, this bag is a complete imposter for the bag that was on the runway. In my humble opinion, that hardware made this bag, and without it, it's a whole nother bag. It's not the same. So comparing the bag from the runway and the bag that's being released, the obvious difference is the size. The bag on the runway is bigger than the one that's being released. The one that's being released looks more like a nano size. The one on the runway was a small bag, but not, I think it was perfectly portioned, especially, worn by the model. But the smaller one that's being released just looks tiny and doesn't look portioned right. And what I mean by that is the amount of top handle versus the bag. Also, if you look at the one on the runway, the handle appeared to be thinner than the one that's being released. I think the one that's being released, the handle is just way too thick. The other obvious difference is, of course, the turn lock closure. The one that's being released has no hardware closure, nothing on the front at all. I'm assuming that it's a snap closure that's hidden under the bottom of the flap. But in my opinion, this design needed some hardware, some kind of design on the front of it, like the bag on the runway. So this disappointed me the most. I thought it was gorgeous, and I was interested to see this turn lock closure that LV was coming out with. So when I applied my criteria, this bag didn't even make it past the first criteria, which is design. However, I really want to get a piece with this new colorway. It's going to be a new classic for LV, pretty much like the original Monogram. So I did want to own a piece in this colorway. So I started looking at the remaining bags in the collection. Starting with the East-West Pochette Matisse. I like that design, which I already own the full-size Pochette Matisse. However, I hate the black top handle. It looks out of place to me. It just really doesn't go well with the colorway, in my opinion. It does not go well against that beige, really light color beige canvas. And the fact that there's nothing else on the bag to tie in that black, it just doesn't look great to me at all. Then I looked at the Alma bag, and I personally just don't like that size. I'm happy with the Alma bag that I already have in the BB size. I think the BB size is the perfect size for me. When it comes to the Alma GM size, I think that is just too big for me. I do have a Alma MM size, and that's even large. So the GM was out of the question. And let's talk about that black leather bottom. That looks so awkward to me. What do you guys think about that? I just feel like it just comes off like they had like all this extra black leather laying around. They just started sticking it everywhere, just anywhere. I mean, I don't know. It just looks weird and unplanned. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it. So the Speedy is also coming in the same colorway, but again, I'm not a fan of the black. I mean, at least they did include the handles and a matching strap to go with the Speedy, but again, I just don't really like the black against that beige color canvas. It also comes in the side trunk, but I'm not even in the market for another side trunk. First of all, those bags are pretty pricey. I can only afford one. I have my one. I'm not looking to purchase that in other colorways. The same goes for the on-the-go tote. I only see a need for one on-the-go tote in my collection. I already have that in a reverse monogram. Don't see myself needing another one of those. So then that leaves the Atlantis GM. I released a whole video on why I am not buying the Atlantis bag. However, after seeing it in this colorway, I started looking at this bag again. And I must say, I do like this colorway on this bag design. I do love the fact that they did not put a black strap on this bag. Yeah, they put the little black tag on it, but I could live with that. I'm just so happy that they didn't include black anywhere else on this bag. I think it looks gorgeous. I do like the size because I think it complements the shape and the design of the bag better in the larger size. I wasn't that much of a fan of this bag in the smaller sizes. And in fact, I compared it to the Hermes Picotin bag, the smaller one, because that's kind of what it reminded me of. And if I was comparing the two, I personally went with the Picotin versus the Atlantis. But looking at the GM size, it's giving me a different vibe. And in this colorway, I'm really liking it. So I'm thoroughly confused at this point. Now, other than the color, when it gets to everything else about this bag, the size and other style elements, I really don't have a need for like another large size bag like this in my collection. So I think I need to continue looking. I'm also curious to find out if LV is going to continue with this colorway. Is this something that's going to be permanent? And are they going to release other designs in this colorway? For example, if they could release the croissant bag with the little charm in this colorway, I would be so happy. That would be a great bag. I think that will look so good as long as they don't throw any black on it. I think that would be so cute, and I would definitely jump on that. I released a video talking about the croissant bag and in the denim. And originally I didn't like this bag shape because it looks like a cashew nut. But I don't know, it's just something about when they added that charm that changed this bag for me. And I'm just loving it more and more as I see it on social media and everything. You know how it goes. When you keep seeing something, then you start to change your mind. But I really like this bag. I really like how it looks with the updates. This is a total upgrade from the original version of this bag. I would also be interested in the Felicia in this colorway. Like, I think that would also be another good option for me. I do have a Felicia strap and go, and it is like a lighter beige color as well. So I think it'll be like kind of a little competition between the two if I got it in that colorway. But I could be open to it. You know, putting it against my criteria is telling me one or the other, either my current Felicia strap and go or that bag. But, you know, I got to think on it. Of course, they don't even have it available in any other bags. Now, I did watch Lula LV's channel, and she does a really thorough review of the collection. And she actually has a picture of a smaller bag that is coming in this colorway. Now, my essay did not provide me any pictures on that bag, so I don't have much information on it. I just saw on her channel. I'll put a link to her channel, her video below, where you can check out that bag, but it is a smaller bag. I'm just not really into that style of bag. I would like it if they did I like the Felicia strap and go or the Felicia, but not that particular style that LV produces. But anyway, she has that. And then there's another smaller bag that she also has for that collection that she have in her video that I haven't seen, you know, pictures of for my essay or even a lot on social media. But she does have like a couple of bags that I haven't really seen in the colorway. So do check out her video. I like to watch her video because she has some, you know, inside information that not everybody has. So I do like her videos. So what are your thoughts on the collection? Are there any bags that you guys are interested in that you're planning to purchase? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.